We've got a new project starting. It's going to be the biggest project we've ever done. It's going to be the project that's taken the longest time, and it is going to be the most expensive project. I'd like you to join us, because this one is going to be epic. And you wouldn't believe what happened next. The bike behind me, as you probably know from my other videos, is my trusty F800 GS. It hasn't been featured in that many videos, but it's been featured in quite a few. I've owned it since about 2010. It's now 2019, and I love this bike. I have no intention of changing it. But there's changes happening, and we'd like to continue traveling, and this might not be the way to do it. But let me try to explain it to you. Traveling by motorbike gives you immense freedom. You can just pick up your bike and go. Load your panniers, feel the wind in your hair. Well, you're wearing a helmet anyway. But there's one thing that's a little bit difficult when it comes to traveling on a motorbike. Let me explain. You see, I work with a computer. This is my tool. I need to sit up like this. Otherwise, my already rickety back is gonna get even more rickety. So, my work is something like this. For 8 hours. Or more or less. You can't really do that easily on a motorbike. You can get a hotel room, but you're not going to have this big screen. You might have the laptop, or you will have the laptop. But you'll then be sitting in a hotel room, and every moment you're sitting there, you're paying for the hotel room too. So every one of those goes to the hotel rather than to your pocket. Or you could sit in a tent. Let me illustrate that to you. Well, here I am now in my makeshift tent. Well, I'm actually under the table, but then I'd be sitting there working like that. What if the weather's bad? Imagine working in this. So it kind of looks like we need a car. A bigger vehicle where we can sit. A vehicle where we can be stationary without it costing us too much money. A vehicle where we can sleep regardless of the conditions outside. Because you can't just choose to be in a nice place and do work. Sometimes you might have to be in a place that isn't that nice, either from the surrounding or from the climate. We'd also like to be able to get rid of the cost of having to pay for shower facilities, washing facilities and cooking facilities. Maybe we would just like to park up at a friend's place and stay there for a while. It does look like we need a vehicle. A four-wheeled vehicle. Or maybe six, but what sort of vehicle then? A van? Van life's popular. Yeah, but most vans are just regular vans and they don't go over fields, they don't go off roads. They usually go regular roads and maybe a gravel road if it's in good condition. They definitely don't like going across rivers. Well, let's have a 4x4 pickup, you say. Yeah, but what if you want to stand up in your living quarters? Then you have to have either a very high pickup, like something with an ambulance body on it, or a pop top. And a pop top isn't very good if you want to be somewhere where it's minus 20 degrees C, and they're not that space efficient anyway. Most of them go well off-road, so that's a good thing. With a few upgrades, you know, new wheels, new suspension, some diff locks, that'll be alright. Definitely better than a regular van. But what about an off-road truck? Yeah, an army one. In the UK you can get the Leyland DAF 4-tonner, plenty of them around. Leaf springs, robust. No worldwide spares network as far as I know. Out of production. And it's a Leyland. Not for me. The Austrians have the Steyr 12M18. Similar. Leaf springs, off-road capability, big flatbed. But again, no worldwide Steyr service network. Mercedes, yes. Apart from the Sprinter, they have the Vario. The Vario's good, but not that off-road capable, even as a four-wheel drive. And very expensive too, and rare. Loads of space though. What about the bigger Mercedes, the trucks? The 9 series and the 10 series, the ones without a nose. They come in four-wheel drive, and once you've switched out the double rear wheels and a few other things, then yeah, they are very capable. Bill has got Serenity, and Ulrich has got Sternchen. Very good. But still leaf springs, straight axles. I think we could do better. I think we could do better than that. But what is better than that? Well, let me show you. When it comes to off-road, there's one vehicle, one truck that stands head and shoulders above all the other ones. All the other ones with dated technology such as leaf springs and regular axles. I am talking about the Unimog. The Unimog has from day one had coil springs. That means that when the road gets rough and you need articulation, the Unimog can keep all its wheels on the ground. Well, for a lot longer anyway. It's also got a flexible chassis. Yes, the chassis bends. It bends to accommodate the ground. Not only that, but the Unimog has portal axles. A portal axle is basically where the axle is that connects the wheels is actually higher than the center of the wheel. This gives really good ground clearance. I mean, I could probably stick like a candle, a tea candle under here. On top of this, the Unimog has got diff locks. Here I'm actually saying that the Unimog has got 3 diff locks. That's not true. It doesn't really need them, because when you connect the four-wheel drive, it drives the front and rear axles at the same speed. So it's got 2 diff locks, front and rear, and four-wheel drive locks the axles. Now that's very good to have when the ground is uneven or slippery. Diff locks, coil springs, portal axles, twisting frame, amazing. And packaged in the reliable format of a Mercedes-Benz, an ancient engine that keeps going like the sun rises and sets. That's the Unimog. Okay, the guys in the back there, shh, I get it, it's not perfect, I know. So one of the drawbacks of having a Mog is that it's small. Okay, this is a Lego one, so a real one isn't actually this small. It's quite a bit bigger actually. But I'm trying to illustrate a point here. So if you can engage your imagination a little bit. Because a Unimog needs to traverse the endless terrain of the flat Earth. Because the Unimog needs to traverse the endless undulations of a spherical planet. It needs to be fairly short. And by short means that it can turn better and it doesn't get stuck between the trees as easily. And it's also got a nose. Ours has got a bigger nose than this, because this is like a more modern one, that little. So the Unimog has got a nose and it's quite short. So that leaves not that much space here. But that space is good enough for 2 bikers. If we compare it to a 10 and two pairs of panniers and 2 pairs of top boxes, that's loads more space. Loads! And I hear you. It's a tractor. So it's just a tractor with a truck body. You'd be alright. Yeah, pretty much is. That means it's slow and noisy, maybe a bit uncomfortable. The slowness can be fixed. At Mercedes' cost, of course. The noisiness can be fixed. At cost, of course. But it's still an arcade truck. But I'm fine with that. This isn't a truck to traverse continents in a few days on the motorway. This is a truck to slow down life, to enjoy a beach, a mountaintop, a valley. You don't have to go fast if you don't have to go far. And if you want to go far, but you don't have to get there in any hurry, it doesn't matter what speed you're traveling at. So there you go. We are getting a Unimog and we're building a camper on it. A camper that is able to sustain cold climates, warm climates, long times away from any other hookups, power sources or anything like that, and it can go places where most vehicles can't. So this is the new series, and I hope you stay around because this Tetris puzzle is multi-dimensional and extremely complex. Before I finish this video, I wanted to let you know the exact status of things. We bought a Unimog U1300L with the OM366A turbo engine. It is currently being prepared for registration in the UK. We don't know when we will get it. Before we get it, we are collecting stuffs and we are preparing for its arrival. I'm going to try to make a few videos before we get it, and then obviously as things progress when we have it. But for now, we're waiting for it, we're preparing for it. If you have any questions, please just ask and we will do our best to answer them as good as we can. So, thank you, and yeah, we are partial to Mogs, aren't we? As I couldn't really show you the intro at the beginning of the video, here it is now, so look out for this one for the next episode. Thank you.